We have our guy Kerry with us today. I saw this man on social media providing some gems, creating some real good value. So you know I had to bring him on as an amazing guest. He does real estate, credit, business credit, you name it, man. This guy's the definition of a serial entrepreneur, and I'm glad to have him on the show. So without further introduction, my guy Kerry. What's up, baby? What's up,
What's
man?
going on? I appreciate you for having me, man. I really appreciate it. I don't take it lightly. Any opportunity, I'm always happy and excited about it because what I know it can help another person, and I get a fulfillment out of helping people. So,
Right on, right on. Awesome, man. Man with a big heart, man. I love it. So let's just dive into it, man. Tell the people a little bit about what you do and the kind of how you got started in your profession.
okay, well, I'll first start off with real estate because real estate was my first love when it comes to uh, just helping my parents out. My dad started it out back in 2012, I want to say, and I kind of helped him get the contractor, kind of helped him get the tenants once it was fixed, and kind of helped manage it. And my mom took on once I moved to Detroit, Michigan. And then when I moved to Detroit, Michigan, back around 2015, I had a mentor that was which was my pastor that was in real estate, and he was a serial entrepreneur. He did other things too, such as retail and the books. He would sell a lot of stuff. So I kind of
Right.
see a need. And one thing about me is one thing from my study and what I learned is I always try to find a niche of what's needed, especially when you're trying to elevate. So I seen a need that he didn't have anyone managing his properties. So what I began to do was I started studying real estate, like YouTube. I call YouTube University because it literally taught me everything I need to know.
Everything you need, man. Right.
Yeah, so they would think that I was so smart, or he would think, or a lot of people that I was connected to at the time thought I was so smart, but it was that I educated myself on it before I presented something to them. Like, yo, you need this, you need that. So I began to manage his multi-million dollar real estate portfolio, and from doing that, I learned as I was going. I'm not going to say everything was gravy, but nah, it was some letdowns, it was some mistakes I made, but I learned from my mistakes. And one of the quickest ways to learn is when you jump out there and you you hit your head a couple times.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
know better, you do better. So I began to learn through mistakes, fell my way to success, and to the point where I grew my wings so wide that I had to fly. I became a big bird. So I had to fly on my own and do my own thing, and he respected it. So I started off in real estate, then I started learning how to invest. Now I started off the wrong way of how I invest. I was actually using my own funds, and then when projects didn't
Mm,
work right, I had funds tied up where I couldn't really liquidate that at the time. So then that's when I began to learn the power of credit. Now I didn't learn credit to help other people. I was learning credit really at the time for me to so that way I can get working capital to fund these projects without using my cash. Like that cash is supposed to be put up for your family. So just to fast forward, all the things that I've learned through experience, I now package it in a way where I can monetize it to make money as well. And at the same time, I found something. I put it in a way where because I'm very passionate in what I do. So I put it in a way where I enjoy what I do and make money at the same time.
right. Hey, man, that's what it's all
Yeah,
about, man. Not only be able to help people, add something to your back pocket at the same time, man. That's a plus. So
exactly.
listen, man.
Exactly.
Right, right. So listen, let's say I don't know nothing about credit. I may be
Mhm.
fresh out. I may be fresh out of college, fresh out of high school, just turned 18, or I'm in the process of jacking my credit up real bad, man. What are
Mhm.
some real quick things I can do to kind of get myself on track to get a good score?
Well, first you got to understand that the statistics of credit, right? 79% of credit reports have errors. 79%. That's a huge in the
Wow.
United States. 79% have errors. Then you got to look at 61 million Americans have poor credit. Then you got to look at 38 million Americans have no credit scores at all. And then you got to look at
Mm,
24 million Americans have no credit file. So the first thing that people need to do is see what your credit's like. Go get a credit, whether get a credit monitoring service such as Experian. You can get Equifax or Experian because they pull all three. Then they have Identity IQ is a good one. And then, people use Credit Karma and all that. But one of the ones I recommend is Identity IQ and Experian. So you pull your credit report, and someone like me, I'll give a free audit. I'll give them a free credit report audit and say, look, this one needs to be done, this one needs to be done. So you need to get with a credit specialist or credit consultant that'll be able to tell you what needs to be done. And I do that for free, literally. I do that for free for those that are interested in improving their credit scores or even just started working on their credit. Because at the end of the day, your credit is your life, and that's what make you rich. Is your credit. Yeah.
Right, right. Oh man,
Yeah.
so that's definitely a good start, man. So once I finally get my credit score to a good place, it's out of the red.
Mhm.
Now we're making some real progress here. What are some things I can do on the like on my personal side for myself, or if I have like a business or just want to start investing? Like, what are some things I can do with that?
Oh, what to do with your credit? You want to leverage it once you get your credit right. You're saying once you get your credit
Yeah,
to
yeah,
a
yeah,
good
yeah.
profile, yeah. Once you get your credit to a good profile, the thing you want to do is you want to find what you want to. Now, I always tell people this: it's all about getting knowledge about what you're about to do. Once you get knowledge, you have to strategize how you're going to make money with that knowledge that you just got. And then after you strategize and come up with the game plan, then you need to execute. It's a three-step process. It's knowledge, strategy, and execution. You cannot skip none. You cannot skip. You can't start with execution if you ain't got a plan.
Right,
There's a
right.
saying that says
I love. I
if you
hope y'all
don't.
write that down, Rockstar. She dropping some knowledge, man. I hope y'all taking notes and not just listening and driving, man.
Yeah, so if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's the saying, right? That's the saying. So you have to have that strategy is your planning. So you can't skip it. You got to go through the process. Nothing escapes the law of process. Nothing does. I tried it. Believe me, nothing escapes the law of process. So the one thing that I would tell people what I did when I built my credit is I got cars, and what I did with those cars, I didn't make it become a liability. I made those cars become an asset because I put them on Toro. Not only did I put them on Toro, I had a side hustle where I was renting them out to my private people, like renting them out private to people that are in Atlanta, where it was a I say like a production company that needed a Sprinter van. I had that. They was paying me $1,200 a day. It was the other actors and other producers that needed a car just to get around while they were in town. Because one thing you have to understand at the time where I was at in Georgia, that it's still like that right now. They give 30% incentive to those who actually have an entertainment business. So like you get a huge tax break. Like you literally get 30%
Mm,
of that back if you spend over 500. That threshold is 500,000. If you spend over 500,000, they give all production and entertainment companies 30% of their money back. So imagine all the people that's in Hollywood. That's the reason why you got Hollywood coming into town. The film in Georgia. That's why Tyler Perry's blew up. His studios is blew up. That's why you got a lot of rappers and artists and stuff in Georgia. So I found the niche. The niche was everybody need transportation. Everybody's coming to this town for tax incentives. So I got into the car business. I leveraged my credit. So with one vehicle at the time last year, I made like 40,000 with one basic vehicle.
mm.
That paid the vehicle off plus some. Matter of fact, I leveraged my credit because I didn't even pay everything towards my principal. I was paying the bare minimum just to keep the payments paid, so that I could keep a good credit, revolving credit, and good payment history, and then I would make money, income, and that money goes to my children's future or to my
Man,
lifestyle.
man.
So there's strategy. Everything comes down to getting knowledge, strategy, and execution. No matter what you do,
Right, right. So it
you apply
sounds
those.
like
You
right, and I love that because what I noticed that some people might do with their credit, they just want to get the dream house, a dream car. But with you telling
hmm
me, I can literally leverage it to build an even better lifestyle.
Facts. You can leverage it to build a better lifestyle, man. And not just with your personal, with your business credit too. I mean, there's certain things that's on people's credit. So one of the things that I've learned when I got a car was that I try to get into a luxury car like a Rolls Royce. My first time trying to get into it, right? I had the money, literally. I had the paperwork
Right.
and documents. I could have paid it for a Rolls Royce twice. I showed them all of it, and they said, unfortunately, Mr. Lampkin, you never owned a luxury car before. So the bank is a little leery about financing this vehicle. I'm like, but I can pay for this 2 times. I'm showing them the money. Well, you have to pay for it cash. So that's right then and there. That's what I learned. I need to start off with getting luxury cars. So I got a cheap luxury car. It was like a cheap Maserati. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
It was 60,000. That was considered luxury. I didn't pay it off all the way. What I did was I paid on it for 6 months, and after the 6 months, I refinanced it. So you know what happens when you refinance something? It shows it's paid off on your credit report.
Oh
You see what I'm
man, see
saying?
that's a hack
So now,
I didn't even know about myself. That's crazy. See, speak on that
yeah,
again. You said if you refinance something, it
hmm
shows that you paid in full on your credit report.
exactly. I refinanced with another bank. They came in. That bank paid it off, and then that bank now owns that actual asset, that note, and that's how you able to actually put stuff on your credit. And then also there's another opportunity where people may want to pay. You got to pay to play, where some people sell primaries or they sell trade lines. This was trade line primary, same thing. So when you buy a trade line, that then gets put on your credit report, whether it's an authorized user or if it stays on your credit for 7 years. I have vendors for that as well that even help me. How I even got even business funding to get trade lines put on my credit report and business credit report. So it's a bunch of different things, man. It's like I could talk all day about this topic.
It's crazy. Yeah, because you know what? I remember growing up, my mom always told me, "Hey, man, don't go crazy with the credit card spending. It's gonna do your credit." But no, but growing up, I never really knew the impact of it and how
Hmm.
important it is. Like it's something. Okay, well, if I messed up, I can just get it right. But some people never get it right. So what you're doing
Yeah,
is definitely powerful to the game, man. So
yeah.
talk a
You
little
got
bit.
facts. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying go ahead and talk a little bit more about the business credit because we got a lot of entrepreneurs listening in, and we want to make sure that we put them in a position where they can probably grow their business using other people's money.
Yeah. So the business credit is the same thing in a way as personal credit, but it's a game changer when you start building your business credit. It's a game changer. You get more funding, you get more opportunities, more doors open up for you. So like getting your profile together on your business, it actually puts you in the door of like getting a fleet of vehicles. Like you literally can get 12 accounts. If you the people don't notice, if you can have like 12 accounts, like 30 net, those 30 net accounts, you can go in there and get them for free right now. You can literally go to Granger, Uline, gas companies. They literally let you set up a 30-day net. And the more you like say 6 months, and the more you have an account open with these people, the better your credit profile is. And then you go apply for something and it's your chances of getting denied is slim. Your chances of getting approved is very highly. So I always recommend that people start working on their business credit because let's say if it all fails, not to say you do this or not, but let's say if business fails,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't go against your personal. You can
Yeah.
dissolve that or whatever, or you can, things happen in life. We understand when we try businesses, it's a chance, it's a risk when we open businesses and when we start. Sometimes things don't work out as planned. So you want to keep your personal credit good and just have it in your back pocket in case you need to be a personal guarantor for your business. And then another good thing is that the reason why I would say to get your business credit together is because you don't want stuff in your personal when it comes to your debt to income ratio. Because a lot of times when banks are trying to finance that, you trying to get, let's say if a person's trying to get a home, a first time home, or they're trying to get a desired home, one of their dream homes. Well, that underwriter is going to look at their credit profile and say, "Oh, the debt to income ratio. You're financing this, you're financing that. You just can't do it." So like that's the
Mm,
reason why it's best to put it in your business name, and it's better protection too. Putting it into an LLC is better protection.
I love it, man. So you definitely hit on a lot so far, man. So
Hmm.
now let's shift the gears a little bit. Let's talk about mindset. Somebody may feel like, okay, I got the worst credit profile, not making no money. I just can't do it. I can't for whatever reason. I see it's being done around me. I can't do it. What advice would you give to that person?
Man, all credit can be restored. All credit can be restored. I mean, it's never too late to reach the start. It's just all a little. It's just a process. Everything that you have the right to challenge every questionable item on your credit report, no matter what. You have the right. There could be some errors that the bank did, which there are. Like I said before earlier, 79% of people's credit report has errors. And the law states, the Fair Credit Reporting Act states that if nothing is 100% accurate, it must be deleted. So there could be a loan that you got, really a loan that you really pulled out and you defaulted on, but due to their error of not it could be an error of them not putting your name right, because a lot of times that's what happens. It could be an error of the amount. It could be an error of the address. It could be an error of the dates. And whenever it's not reporting accurate on your credit report all across the credit bureau, like the Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, it must be deleted. There's law codes that you can use when you send these dispute letters out. So I wouldn't be discouraged. I would be encouraged because you have the right as a consumer. You have a right as a consumer to question every questionable item that's reported in your credit report, no matter what. I mean, I've seen people had a 458 and now they're in the 700s. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
700s in a matter of 3 months. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Because they questioned, they disputed stuff that was questionable, and guess what? Due to that being showed like an error, it was incorrect. They was able to send those dispute. They was able to send that in dispute letter and line item which ones that they had a question about, whether it was like a inquiry that wasn't theirs, whether it was fraud, someone's using their identity. We have the right, and if guess what? If the credit bureaus don't want to wipe it off, we have the Consumer Protection Bureau. It's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They're the ones who fight on our behalf. We can write a complaint to them, and they have 15 days to respond. Even when you
Mm.
send a dispute letter, the credit bureaus have 30 days to respond. If they don't respond within those 30 days, it must be deleted. That's what the law states. Because by
Oh,
their silence, it lets them know that you're correct. What you're saying, sir and ma'am, you're correct. You see what I'm saying? So, man, like I said, every credit can be restored, man. Like nobody. It's no to me. I believe there's no such thing as bad credit. It's just having like improving your credit, whether you need some trade lines and or where you need to get some negative items removed, and then you improve it.
right.
Because bad credit, because people that ain't got no credit at all is considered as bad credit. But as soon as they get some positive stuff on there, like a trade line or something, what a trade line is that you're piggybacking off somebody else's credit profile, and it's not against the law. This stuff is legal. You can do this stuff. You can literally, if it's a dad or a mom, and say, "Hey, mom, hey, dad, hey, auntie, hey, uncle, hey, you got a credit card that you can put me on as authorized user? I don't need the credit card, but I just want to be put on there." And then they go, "Yeah, sure, son, or sure, or whatever, nephew, niece." And they put you on that credit profile. Now you're piggybacking. Let's say if they had 15 to 20 years of credit history, paid on time, the utilization is under 30%. You're now piggybacking off of their credit report, and now your stuff is jumped up 100 points or more.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? I had a
Man.
guy. I had a guy points, bro. He had zero. I never seen nothing like it. No, it was like four. He had four. His score went up, man. His score went up 600 points. My boy named Jimmy. His boy went up. His points went up 600 points, bro. He had a four. He didn't have no credit at all. As soon as his sister added him on as an authorized user, his stuff jumped up to 600.
That's
I
crazy.
I never seen nothing like it, bro. It was
That
crazy.
is crazy. Correct. We are listening. Listen, that means there is hope for everybody. So I don't care if you're working a business, you feel like you ain't got enough cash on hand. What my man's
Mm.
Kerry is telling you, you can leverage your credit to build that and use other people's money to fund your business. So for all my people who want to tap into ads but can't because these ad agencies are too expensive, for people who need help getting inventory and your money ain't right, leverage your credit, get your credit right, man. That's what my guy Kerry is telling you.
Leverage. I make investors, bro. I no longer need investors. I make investors. I build investors, and the people that I help build, then we're like a whole family. Where I was like, hey man, I'm short 20 grand. Well, you want to go in with me with this? Hey, I'm short 10. You want to go in? Everybody coming together. We all made something happen. Everybody got their shares, equity shares. So it's you really don't need any money. To me, I believe you don't need that much money to get started in investing. You can be your own investor. Real
I
talk
love
is if
that.
you learn the power of leveraging, you never lose.
So let's talk about that now. Let's talk about using the tools you talk about with credit to now invest. We all talk about investing with the Turo and stuff, but now, like, let's say, okay, that's not for them. What other thing that people can really invest in?
They can invest in anything that could take credit. You know what I mean? Because like with that credit, you don't have to
Okay,
have liquid. You don't have to have cash. If you have credit, a line of credit, or a credit card, you can find things to invest in online. They have different things online you can invest in. What is those? I haven't did one of those, but they're like a hedge fund group or something like that, where you don't have to be a accredited investor. So I'm an accredited investor, so I can go to certain groups and be put in a large lump sum of money. But they also have some that you don't have to be accredited investor. You can invest in these hedge fund companies, and they may have a portfolio of properties, and they have the strategy and the everything broken down on how you will make your return on the investment. I would advise online investments. I would advise putting some money in cryptocurrency. Um, Also, I would advise putting money into IUL. Find a way to put the money in, build your trust. Use money to build your business. Use that money to build your business and fund your business, whether it's an equipment. Let's say if a person does a lawn service, use your credit to go buy you some lawnmowers and a trailer. You know what I mean? Now that money, now that equipment is not a liability. It's an asset because using that money is bringing in money. It's performing. Anything that brings in, I got to share this with you. Anything that brings in money becomes an asset. Anything that doesn't bring you in money is a liability. A lot of people can go buy cars but don't put it on Turo. That's a liability. But if you buy a car and you put it on Turo, that's an asset because it's bringing in income. Same thing for house, any type of equipment. You need to make ice cream or snow cones. Buy the ice shaver machine. Now
Right.
you got something that's going to bring you an income. And so
For
it's
sure.
all about strategy, man. Like you got to have a strategy, and then another thing too, when you get the money, you got to have an exit strategy. You want to exit before you enter any investment. That's my motto. That's the way I do business. Is that when I get into something, I find an exit strategy to get out. For example, with the car business, I'm down to probably like 2 cars now. I had 12 at one point, but why I'm down to that is because I will build it up and show the records, and then sell it to a person that wants to jump in the game. And it could be like
Mm,
20,000. Like I had a lady paid me $20,000 to share the business with her, how to operate, how to run a private rental service. And then I shared with her my secret about Turo, how I use Turo to then gather clients. And then I became my client. So
wow,
Turo promoted my cars, and I gathered all the data, all the people, and gave them a
man.
discount for coming with me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's strategy.
Strategies for everything, man. Listen, I don't want to get away from this, man. Tell the people. Normally, when we bring people along, got to come bearing gifts. Can't come empty-handed. So I know you got some things for the people. We gonna tell them where
Hmm.
you can find them afterwards, but definitely tell the people what you got for them today.
Okay, for today, what I'll do is I'm already gonna do the free consultation where I'm gonna give them free credit consultation, right? I'm not only gonna do that, I'm gonna do that credit for free too. I'll do that too. I'll do that. I'll consult them because I got to be careful because in different states laws or whatever. But I'll consult them where I'll help them get their credit repaired for free.
Oh man, y'all did y'all hear that? For free. Not $5.99, not $9.99, not $12.99. Free. Free 99, man. So y'all make
Yep.
sure
And it,
you
and there's no tax. Look, I'm gonna put this out the disclaimer out here because people don't realize that you got to have a monitoring service. Whenever you're getting your credit repair, all the people that are looking at this, the credit repair people that know this, is that you got to pay for your monitoring service. Now that part is not free. You pulling your credit, you getting your credit from Experian. They may charge you 19.99 or Equifax or TransUnion or Identity IQ, wherever you get your monitoring service from, you must pay for the monitoring service fee. Everything else I'm doing because how else will I know what your credit is like if I don't have your credit report? And then how else would
exactly.
I know if it's improving if I don't see your credit report every month? So you have to pay that monthly fee of whatever it is. It could be from 19 to $30 a month. $19 to $30 a month. You can't beat that because some companies, credit repair companies, are charging you thousands of dollars to fix your credit. If not that, they charge you $100. I guarantee you, they charge you $100 a month just to send dispute letters out, and you don't even know what they're sending out. But I'm gonna give you the game. I'm gonna mail you the dispute letters. I'm gonna email you the dispute letters so that way you can also learn the game too and learn the language and learn what you need to do so you can put your wet signature on there whenever I send you the template and what to do and what to put and what to dispute. Everything else is on you to verify before you mail off. I'm gonna give you all the instructions from A to Z, and you're gonna learn.
Man.
So not only that you're gonna get your credit repaired, you're gonna learn the business, and you can go do the same thing I'm doing. You reach one, you teach one.
That's crazy. Hey, I've not, and honestly, I've talked to, sat down, and worked with plenty of credit repair specialists. This is the king offer right here. So what we're gonna do? Make sure you get his information from the description, and that way you guys can tap in, man, and be a part of this journey and fix your credit. Go buy you some money. Go buy you some money, man. I love it,
Yes,
Kerry. I definitely appreciate your time, man. I appreciate your
man.
time, your expertise, what you give to the people, and I definitely glad that I found you on IG, man. That's for sure.
Man, thanks for reaching out, bro. I had fun, man. Like I said, hey, don't sleep on this knowledge I gave y'all. Act on it. It's the one thing about getting knowledge, but get an understanding and execute, and that's
For
what make
sure,
you
for
win.
sure. You heard that.
That's what.
Right on. Y'all heard that, man. Get that plan. You execute, man, for sure. So that's the final words for the day. Much love, rock stars. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.